Hey, Mooch Crap, J-Dubs.
Hey guys, what's going on?
Mooch, Crap, J-Dub.
Hey Mooch, hey Crap, hey Jay.
What up with your Crap and Mooch and Jay with?
Wake on up. It's Mooch, it's Crap, and Jay in the morning. Wipe your eye boogies, get your coffee finished yawning. This is Mooch and Crap. Morning show. Wake up, let us begin with gaming news, skits, and call-ins from all the fans. No matter where you at, Cali or Pakistan, New York or New Guinea, this is where it's at. These are Xbox dudes with Xbox views on slander and hate towards Xbox news. This is Mooch and Crap. Show for the people, and they coming with it. Now do you understand? Now do you get it? Ponies love to lie and PC fans won't admit it, but Xbox hate is real and they all with it. Call in, let it ring in. We here to rock, we here to win. It's about the games, it's about the pride. Now Xbox community, come on, let's rock. Mooch and Crap. Make sure.
Mooch, Crap, J-Dub.
¿Cómo están, bitches?
Hey Mooch and Crap, hey Jay.
Hey Mooch and Crap. What up, Mooch and Crap and Jay?
Sup, Mooch and Crap. Sup, J-Dubs.
Hello, Mooch and Crap.
What up, Mooch? What up, Crap?
Hey, what's up, Mooch and Crap?
You guys have the best damn podcast on YouTube, bar none.
All hail Jay! All hail Jay!
Good afternoon, everybody. Yes, you've got one of the best podcasts to listen to. You've got a hungover Mooch, you've got Crap Gamer, and you've got J Dubs. All hail Jay. All hail Jay. What's up, everybody? Yeah, sorry about the late start today, but we kind of did the old Valentine's Day thing a little early. I mean, who the heck can actually do anything when the holiday falls on a Wednesday or Thursday? So we went ahead and we enjoyed ourselves a little too much yesterday. So yeah, you may hear a much more calmer Mooch these days, at least today, anyways. What's up with you, Crap? Anything,
what does that actually sound like?
Your end of the world, or Jay?
I was going to ask, what does that actually sound like?
Say again, Jay. You're cutting in and out, and I apologize. I can't hear you.
Sorry, I was saying, what does a calmer Mooch sound like?
That's a great point. Actually, it's funny, and Crap, I told you this story too. We were gaming with a bunch of people that, are usually in our chat, a lot of people that are fans of the show, and people are like, Mooch, when you game, you're not quite as loud as you are on podcasting. And I'm like, well, yeah, I don't walk around all day just screaming out loud. I can't do that as a living. But no, so I don't know what a calmer Mooch will sound like. What's going on with you, Crap? How are you this morning?
I'm doing pretty good, man. Just, kicking it, old school, whatever, just here doing some M&C mornings in the afternoon. It's coming off a great Super Bowl last week. I didn't even watch it, but I wish I would have.
No. I didn't watch much of it, Crap. I watched like bits and pieces. I missed the third quarter completely.
I mean, if I had known that Tom Brady was going to get smacked around like a little bitch, I would have probably watched the whole thing. You know what I mean? Like,
yes. Well,
I did watch the highlights and stuff afterwards, so that was kind of fun to see him.
You can order the Eagles commemorative year tape where they go through their entire season.
Yeah,
and you can watch that. It's detailed. They actually have Tom on the bench, probably in tears.
Who the hell would have thought that they would have lost? You know what I mean? Like that's.
I don't.
I guess they must have had some. They're like. Their practices on lockdown footage, and you know what I mean. Like they've
kind of bittersweet for me. I hate the Eagles.
Yeah, you hate the Eagles because you're a Giants fan, but for me, I don't want to see Tom Brady win another.
Well, it's funny. We all say that. I mean, we can even talk. We can kind of translate this into gaming too, guys. I mean, my thing is this: like when it comes to dynasties, and I understand Crap's dislike for the Brady franchise.
I don't consider them a dynasty. Like a dynasty. I mean, they've won 2 in the last 14 years. That's not a dynasty.
That's not a dynasty. It's really not. If that's a dynasty, I think people are counting their attempts at the Super Bowl, but that would mean like the Bills were a dynasty, right?
And they were. They won in 2004, and then they didn't win again until like 10 years later or something. You know what I mean?
Right.
So that's definitely not a dynasty at that point. You know, you gotta string together a few of those in a row. You know, to be considered a dynasty. I mean, they had some early in the 2000s. That'd be like me saying the Ravens were a dynasty winning in 2001 and then 2012. No, that's not a dynasty.
Right.
Sorry.
And I'm with you on that. The same thing with the Giants had 2 in 10 years, and I still wouldn't say that's a dynasty. It's not. A dynasty is, I think, 3 in a row or 3 out of 4.
Hell, in their last what 5? Now they're like the Patriots are tied for the most losses ever in a Super Bowl. Really should be the leader for most losses, honestly, if you want to get you know, real about it. And they're what, 2 and 3 in their last 5.
Yep.
So yeah, I mean, what a dynasty, the GOAT, right, ladies and gentlemen,
the GOAT, folks, the GOAT edition.
Yes.
It's like literally, I agree with you. I really do. I think that you bring a good point there. But
one good thing for me is it solidifies me when I say that he's not that. You know what I mean? Like now people are like, well, yeah, it is hard to argue. You know what I mean?
Right.
It is hard to argue now because you look at people like Montana 4-0, Bradshaw 4-0,
right.
You know, these people that never lost a big game, and now you got Brady with 3 losses. Hey, one more, and he's Jim Kelly. That's all I'm saying, man. People like Jim Kelly.
Poor Jim Kelly.
But nobody considers the Bills to be a dynasty.
No, that's what I was saying. Just because they got there 4 times.
They went there 4 times in a row.
In a row. That's hard to do. Let's be honest.
And they lost every single time.
They really did. I like to say the Giants also helped in that. The Giants are always there, right? We always sprinkle in a win to just piss some people off, an entire town or city.
Hey, you know what? Like that makes me happy, man. I was like, you know, anytime you're feeling a little bit down and then you see Brady sitting there doing the little sad Brady stuff, that gets me kind of happy. So a Patriot loss is always just as good as a Ravens win for me. So
that's how I feel.
I don't feel one way or the other about the Eagles, so who cares? You know what? It's cool that a new team won, as far as I'm concerned. Like I think that keeps things fresh. Like if you look at baseball, like it's cool when like a team that hasn't been there before. Like I think the Royals won the other year or whatever, and I don't even know who the hell won this past year. But it's always cool when there's a new team in the mix. Like I think one year the Rays made it in or something like that. Or I mean, I don't really follow baseball too closally these days. But
speaking of that, are you going to pick up the MLB The Show 18?
I have MLB The Show 17. So
that's a no for me, dog. I am not,
dude. I don't think so. Hey, why don't I just rebuy Shadow of the Colossus? Come on. I mean,
yeah, see, I was gonna go there too, and that's the whole thing right now with the whole Shadow of the Colossus and the remakes and the back compat. I mean, listen, I've said this since day one. You know, I'm on record as, you know, the whole nostalgia is a hell of a drug is because crap, when that slogan first came out of my mouth, I was saying that in reference to who cares about old games. And now here's the thing. I'm not saying you can't enjoy them. You should enjoy them. Exactly. There's all day. It's great. Yeah, for some reason, Jay's sound effects are coming through crystal clear for the audience, but me and Crap are having a hard time hearing them. But you know, the thing about it is this, though. My pitch is if you enjoy old games, go for it. Back compat, remake, it doesn't matter. But like you said, Crap, you like them all.
Yeah, I'm all for it.
I think we're a little hyped up on the nostalgia, though, right? Because listen, whether it's a back compat game or a remade game, here's where I agree with you, Crap, is think about it. Halfway through playing it, listen, Red Dead 1, right? Everyone's like, I want Red Dead Redemption on back compat. And Xbox finally was like, okay, here. I went home that night. I popped it in. I played three of the kind of missions, side missions or main missions on the quest of John Marston. And then I never played it again. I was like, I already beat this game. Like, I just feel like games are coming out so steadily now. They're coming out so steadily on cue. When are you going to stop playing all these games that you're anticipating to play to go back and play something you beat already? It doesn't mean you shouldn't have the option presented to you. But do you see what I'm saying? That's why I say I think we're all kind of wrapped up in like, yes, you enjoyed Red Dead 2, and I know we have a call. I know you enjoyed Red Dead 1 when it first came out, and I'm sure you beat the crap out of it and put 100 hours into it. But are you willing to put all these new games aside to go play that game again or Shadow of the Colossus again? You're not going to see major sales in the Shadow of the Colossus remake. You're not.
Yeah, for me personally, it was
not
like,
in the U.S. anyway. It's hard for me to speak about Asia.
It was a weird situation because I never beat that game, and then I played it, and I remember why I didn't beat it was because it was too open world or whatever. So it was like
the mechanics are still, and I said this on Crossfire. I'll say it again. Crap, the mechanics are just
like Shadow of the Colossus. I see people bitching about it, but hey, 92 on Metacritic. That's all that matters.
Of course, they're all cahoots. Crap.
Yeah, M&C Mornings. What's up?
Yeah, come on down.
All right. Hey, crap, Mooch. I just want to be the first one calling and say good morning. Welcome to a wonderful Sunday. Anyways, it's your boy Tracer YT. Crapaholic confirmed for sure. But my thing that I'm wondering about with all these new Xbox One X deals that we're starting to see, like $450 for the console with Newegg, or $500 with GameStop, and you get a $50 GameStop card. Do you think it's too early to be seeing regular kind of deals similar to this, or maybe possibly better a little bit later on for the Xbox One X? Or is it just kind of a fluke for right now just to get more of them out?
He's way too cheery for me today. I'm just saying. You know what? Probably they need to pick up some steam. I mean, obviously the Xbox One X is going to be extremely well received to end last year, the holidays and stuff like that. But then when you have, the new year starts, January is always the slowest month. Why? Because everybody's already bought the new stuff, for the holidays as presents and stuff. So it's usually the slowest month. These deals signal to me that it's probably slowed down quite a bit in terms of sales. So I would expect, honestly, I expect a price drop on the X this year.
I do too. I really do. I think they need to do that. As a matter of fact, I don't know what the hell they're waiting for. I said, we were talking about this before the X came out, crap. And I said, I was hoping around February, March, April, sometime in spring, they would come down $50 or something like that permanently. Yeah. And I think you said it yourself. You're like, no, that's way too early. And I think you're right. I don't think we're going to see anything until holiday 18. But I think it behooves them to do it sooner. I don't understand why you would wait, like pounce on this. And like True Richard was saying, like you want to get this thing in as many homes as possible. And the only way to do that crap is you got to reduce the price. And it's the same thing Microsoft has to do next generation. I don't know if they're going to do that or not. It depends on how much they want to win or they don't care. But like if you want to get some of those PS4 customers back, because they were 360 customers and you lost them, to get them back, you got to get the price down. You got to get the price down.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't see any other way.
Yeah, I mean, $500 is a big investment. Even like, and you know what? I like, for me personally, I would like to buy another one because I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm probably not gonna use the S ever again in terms for gaming.
Absolutely not.
So I would buy another one, but I'm not gonna just buy another plain console. First of all, I feel like it's a missed opportunity not to have a Sea of Thieves one. They got all this great Sea of Thieves branded stuff. Why not have a Sea of Thieves branded console? For me, you look over and you see, not that it's all bad, because I like a lot of the stuff Microsoft is doing, but you see that collector's edition for God of War. Where's my pirate ship collector's edition for Sea of Thieves? Like I would buy that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like for me personally, I feel like they pushed the controller narrative, and that's great, but why come out with all this great Sea of Thieves? A hard drive for Sea of Thieves, a controller stands, a rechargeable controller stand, but hey, no actual collector's edition for the game, no actual console to push the thing. That's a little bit odd to me, So I love Sea of Thieves, like that, hands down, and this, everybody knows it.
Yes,
my most anticipated game of this year. I'm going to be playing that game a lot. On a Sea of Thieves console for it, so I'm a bit disappointed with that. I would love to pick up another Xbox One X, but I'm not going to just pick up another Lady Foxfire says Game Pass custom console. Ha, 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 ha.
Ha, 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 ha. Cue the she-wolf laugh there. Absolutely.
Seriously. I mean, that could be part of the reason why we're not seeing these things. You know what I mean?
Right.
I wish that we would. Like, just because they're pushing some digital stuff doesn't mean that they can't push,
hardware as well.
Yeah, hardware. There's still, even if it's 50%, that's still millions of people that buy physical and that would maybe like some kind of physical thing. And
I agree with you, crap. I really do. I think it's a missed opportunity. We've said this a few times. You look at the way the controller's selling. The controller is $15 more than the game. So, I mean, let's just call space.
Or $60 more if you just get it on Game Pass.
60 if someone donates a Game Pass code. Hashtag mooching. You know where to find me, people. I don't know, crap.
Those super good deals for that stuff,
How long is that sticking around, crap? Because I know you looked into it.
I don't know. Like, it's like D-Batch kind of pointed that out.
And then you confirmed it a little bit. Yeah.
And then I was like, okay, like he was like, oh, you can stack it. And then I started seeing these things show up on Amazon or eBay.
Yeah,
where people were giving you
$45.
$45 for a year. Like, holy crap!
How you doing that? That doesn't make any sense if it's $5 a month.
They're probably just people that got 3-month codes. I believe that's how it was, and the 3-month codes stack as well.
Okay.
So, if you have 3-month codes that you get for free, or look, we could have done that, right? How many people gave us codes?
Oh God.
You know what I mean? We gave away year codes, month codes.
You get a code, and you get a code.
Nobody gave a shit about.
Nobody cared. No.
Game Pass. Nobody cared. And now, I guess probably people still.
Well, Tryhard's asking. Tryhard, let me just explain it because we're telling you about something that broke yesterday. Okay, so it's $10 a month for Game Pass.
Yeah.
But there is a deal currently. And check out D-Batch or Crap's channel on YouTube. They both
if you go to the Xbox, the Microsoft, the actual Xbox Live on like a computer or whatever, right? And the store, you can buy, you can buy it for $5 right now, $5 a month,
$5,
and you can stack that. So right now you can get the whole year for $60, but on eBay there's people selling a whole year for $45.
Yeah, that's
so,
that's the only thing where it's the old
people.
What's the old buy and beware, right, Crap? Yeah. I mean, because I don't know about that. I know you said eBay will refund your money.
Well, yeah, they're very good about that. Like if you buy something and it's a ripoff or whatever, you get your money back. They that's not really a bunch of scams going on eBay. That's not like something that people like early days of eBay maybe, but not now. So
right.
What
Jay,
the hell is that? I
don't
think
know.
We can hear the.
You're coming through clear, Jay. That's
while we're gabbing.
Yeah, gabbing. Say again. You're coming through clear. The problem is it's that one issue we had where when me and Crap are talking, it seems to go over your sound effect. So play a sound effect. Let's do a sound effect for the audience.
They can't hear Jay, apparently.
Oh, they say they can't hear you, Jay. Yeah, Jay, they don't hear you at all.
Really?
Yeah.
You guys can hear me.
No, they can't. They're saying they can't hear you, dude.
There's no Jay in the chat.
Yeah.
That's some
lovely.
crazy shit.
Well, Jay, you work
they
on
hear seagulls now. Now they hear
seagulls.
Now they hear you.
Now we hear you.
Yeah.
It sometimes takes a second for the old switch to over. Guys, listen. It is 2018, but we're doing a podcast. We're not magicians, damn it. Okay, we can't just wave a wand.
Hey, we hold this shit together with like duct tape and stuff.
Basically,
hey, that's okay.
That's exactly
all right.
What we
I got news for you. That's how a lot of your favorite 80s and 90s shows were put together, Crap.
I know, man. I'm not
baby.
complaining, man. I'm not complaining. Make sure you guys hit that like and subscribe button and stuff
please.
like that. Hit it off.
For God's sakes.
And early and all that. Hey, we got Def Jam, Bam, Luca, Foxy, Death Mobile.
Well, that's how we got to get Bam. We got to start at noon, Crap, because Bam doesn't get up until.
I haven't seen Bam's ass in forever, man. Like I don't know.
He's popped in on a couple of game nights that I've just been jamming out, and he's admitted. He said that I think he's working a different. Here you go, Bam. A little everybody gets to find out about Def Jam Bam session of M&C Mornings, but Bam's working a different shift at his job now. That's why you don't really see him. He said because he's basically when we're doing all these things in gaming, he's working. So
yeah.
we hope we get Bam on first shift again. Let me speak to your boss, Bam. I'll take care of it.
Yeah,
I got you.
You got to get Bam because he's not supporting the stuff as much.
Yes,
you know
we need.
I mean? Like,
yes,
we need
Bam. Yeah, Bam's boss. Yes. No. It's Mooch. Listen, he needs first shift. We're losing a lot of.
Yeah, we're losing a lot of the soundbar guy. You know what I mean? Like, you want me to call him and be like, "Hello, yes, is this so and so?" Yes, it's come to my attention that one Def Jam Bam needs to actually. I
think the response you'd get is who?
Yeah.
Right.
He needs to be switched shifts immediately as my YouTube is suffering because he's not actually there to support it as much. So
I just want to tell people. I just want to tell people that I think that the Skype is fixed now. There was something going on where Skype was actually loading up both of my computers at the same time, and I think it was because I was doing some testing early and I didn't turn one off. Although I thought I turned one off, but Windows is a bitch and Windows doesn't like to listen to me. So
actually, you know what? While we got you up and running, Jay, we want to play a voicemail?
Certainly.
Yeah. Let's do that.
So we've got on deck. CV Killer 617X.
I wonder if he picked that name.
What's up, Mooch? Crap? J Dubs? It's CV Killer 617 from Boston. My question of the morning is, with Red Dead Redemption 2 finally having a release date, what do you think this means for the fall release games that are supposed to come out? Do you think any game will take a hit on sales? If so, what game do you think it will be? It's supposed to be rumors of Call of Duty Black Ops going back to the boots on the ground. Halo 6 supposedly supposed to come out. And then, you got Battlefield coming back out again, Call of Duty, maybe a Spider-Man game. We got a couple good games, and who knows what else can come out. Maybe 2K is working on something. We never know. Ubisoft. So, I want to know what you guys think on, Red Dead. We all know Rockstar makes good games. So we all know everybody's going to buy it. And hope you guys have a good morning. And have a good one, guys.
It's
I might not buy it.
I know. I'll be honest with you. I was just going to say that crap. I mean, I think everyone's just like, it's the greatest thing since sliced bread. Yeah. I don't know what I'm going to do until that comes out. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, I don't know. For some reason.
Last thing I need is another game with a huge open world.
That's the thing. I kind of agree with you. We kind of should talk about that, right, Crap? I mean, there's something about having a nice, a decent size open world I think is cool. Some of these ones that we're finding right now, they're just too much. Like GTA 5, I remember being in GTA 5 online, right? And waiting for a buddy to kind of meet up with us. It wasn't even a heist or anything like that. It was just like roaming around. And I'm like, where did it spawn you? And he's like, I'm up where, and I don't know if you guys remember this, up where you first meet Trevor, that character, up in like the top far right corner of the map. And he's like, yeah, I'll make my way down. And because it takes forever to load in and out. Dude, we sat there forever, Crap, waiting for the guy to just get from one end of the map to the other. By the time he got there, I was like, I'm not really in the mood to do this anymore.
Yeah.
I'm done. It was like, it took him like 20 minutes to get down. I'm like, come on, man. Like, and he was trying. It wasn't like the kid was goofing off.
Yeah.
These worlds are just so big sometimes. Here, mooch to developers. Take it easy, okay? Take it easy on the land. Make more content. Make more missions. Less land, more missions.
Yeah. Well, you know what? This all started because everybody's like, open world games.
I know.
I'm sitting there like, you know what? A lot of these people are doing, these developers do these more open world games, and it's just to kill time.
Developers.
If I could talk to Steve right now, I'd say, Steve, some of these developers are really screwing us over. Some of these guys got to take it easy. I mean, Crap, I'm really glad you've been saying that for quite some time. And I've been kind of quiet about it, even though I agree with you. I think they got to stop focusing on the fact that, I know we have the more powerful machines now, right? And we're moving forward. So how do you advance? You know what? Work on shorter load times and more missions. How about that, developers? Instead of
Battlefront 2 has extremely large load times. There's so many games with large load times. It's like that to me.
Right.
It's something that needs to be fixed. Absolutely. Like ASAP. Not everything has to be so goddamn open world. It is so. It's like you don't even want to play it. Sometimes, like I said, and I'm a huge Uncharted fan, but that Lost Legacy game was just a drag because they didn't make it like the other games, because they tried to extend DLC to be longer. And the way you do that is make the world open.
No, you're right.
And look at a map. And my strong point is not maps and games. I'm telling you. So I'm like, where did I go here? Do I go over here? Like it really made it a lot longer. Like for me, the way to lose Crap Gamer in a game is to get him lost and make him backtrack and do shit again. And I don't like that. And, they make you, when developers do that with these games, it just pisses me off and I stop playing the game.
Oh, I agree. I agree. Somebody just gave away a month of Game Pass in the chat. So.
Oh man, that's
somebody
gold
just threw
right
a gold
there.
rush.
On that.
Yeah, Jay, we need a gold rush sound effect when someone drops a code like that in the chat.
We do.
I see people like jumping on it like a fumble on the 1 yard line. Go ahead.
You got a call though. M&C Mornings. What's up?
Do. Hey now.
Yo.
Hey Mooch, Crap, Jay. This is Jay Weed from Xbox Live. I got a question for you. what the hell does Sony think they're doing with this God of War? You know, you can skip the boss fights. That's the most ridiculous thing I ever heard. Could you imagine if you could do that in Dark Souls? That game would become the hardest game into the easiest game ever. And don't give me this thing about people want to see the story. If you want to see the goddamn story, you put a goddamn DVD in and watch a damn movie, or go to the movies and watch Winchester. That's a real good movie. So let me know what you guys think. Thank you.
So wait, what's he saying about, what's he pissed Sony's doing what with God of War?
God of War has optional boss fights, right, where you don't have to do them. I mean, you know, look, why pick on that to bitch about when they've already taken away the jump, the puzzle platforming, the old camera, Kratos being pissed off. He has
the best
a kid.
game in the world, though.
Yeah, I mean,
you can't.
Look,
it doesn't matter.
For it. I have the game pre-ordered, man.
So do I.
Edition, baby.
Non-collector's edition. Over here, I got the non-collector's edition. I get the regular game. You feel like less of a the guy at GameStop. He's like, "Would you like the collector's edition?" And I go, "What comes in it?" And don't get me wrong, Crap. I understand you're a collector. First of all, that's the difference. Me and Crap. If Crap collects everything, I don't. But like, he's like, "Would you like all these things?" And I'm like, "Well, how much more is it?" I think it was $150, wasn't it, Crap?
It is, but it's like, oh, man, it's just what's in that is just a phenomenal. And here's the funny thing: when I look around my office and stuff, and I got a lot of collector's editions. Some of them, a lot of them, they're very few first-party Xbox stuff, right?
Yeah.
You know, I have like the Order 1886 collector's edition. I have the Mortal Kombat Xbox 360 bookend collector's edition. I have the Battlefield collector's edition, the Doom collector's edition, the Killzone 2 collector's edition, or, you know, like when I look around my stuff, it's like I got the God of War Ascension collector's edition, because Microsoft just doesn't do that many collector's editions. Like the last one they did was ReCore, I think.
Yeah.
You know, a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
Like, so yeah, M&C Mornings, what's up?
You're right. You're right.
How you doing, fellas? How you doing? This is Big Al. Big Al, yeah. Look, I'm over here in Sunset Park, Brooklyn. You know, I work over at the pizzeria, the oldest pizzeria in Brooklyn, Johnny's Pizza, 5th Avenue, Brooklyn. Come on by. I'll buy you a slice. All right? We actually still employ Italians. You know what I mean, Mooch? Listen to me, though. I got a question for you guys. Okay? How long do you guys gonna take Microsoft to rebuild their first party? This is a question I keep getting asked. And my friend G-Man's got everybody flying up. Grace, do me a favor. Get me another Rolling Rock. I'm on the fucking phone here, all right? G-Man got everybody flying up to be a pirate next month. We're going to be pirates. But I want to know what the first party's doing, all right? There's Big Al from Johnny's Pizzeria. I love you guys. Keep up the good work, all right? Bye.
Yo, G-Man Jerky Boy's the best.
It's like they still. I get the joke too, man.
I do too. It was very good. That was very good. Okay. Yeah, can we get Greg? This is your Hadouken. You want to hit it again? Hadouken. There it is. Had a request for a Hadouken.
He paid $10, man.
He did. He deserves many Hadoukens, to be honest
like
with
Zaire, man. Got to pay the bill.
Hadouken.
I'll give that guy 7 Hadoukens if he wants them.
That's great.
Because like next gen, right? Somebody paid him $75 or something to unmod me on the chat. Like, seriously.
Oh, I remember that.
Yeah. So
you mentioned it. That's wild. That is wild. Gotta pay the bills.
Gotta pay the bills. Yeah, like come on.
Just stop it. Just stop it.
Yeah, you know, actually, even though it was kind of a slow week, there is some stuff going on. That's
wait a second. You said there's a slow week, but yet you had 2 to 3 videos every day where there was mind-blowing news.
That's true.
Yeah, well, you know what? Only. Hold on, I don't think I ever used the word mind-blowing.
No, he didn't. He didn't.
No. Mega news for sure. Mega, yes, exactly. But no, there is always some stuff going on. You know what I mean? It might not be how you guys look at something, right? So that's how I always kind of think of it, right? So if there's something that's important to me, hey, that might be a fucking huge piece of news. But not everybody might feel that way about a particular thing. Like a lot of people probably were excited about that Kingdom Hearts 3 stuff. To me, I couldn't care less. You know?
I still don't. I mean, I understand every time you say something, God forbid you say anything that's not positive about Kingdom Hearts 3. I remember, I just myself personally, I don't get it. I don't get it. Like, there's a lot of games. There's Roblox. There's certain parts of Minecraft that you see have maybe a Disney this or that and blah blah blah.
Roblox.
Right. But that's where I put Kingdom Hearts 3 and kids like this Zoo Tycoon, right? Disney. What's that game that also came out recently? Crap, the Disney Adventures.
Yeah.
Okay. Then I put Kingdom Hearts in there. Like, to me, it's a kid version of an RPG, right? It's basically what it is. And but the problem is that it came out 15 years ago. So you have a lot of people right now that are adults and they're like, well, I love it, and it's not for kids, Mooch. It's for last time you played it, you were a kid. Like, it is for kids. It's just they haven't made one in 15 years.
Yeah, I mean, they have here's the thing. I don't want to trash the game too bad because there's.
I'm not trashing it. I just don't know who it's for.
Well, I mean, look, I didn't know who Monster Hunter was for. It's.
Yeah, but
apparently
Goofy
a lot of Xbox guys like it.
And Mickey Mouse aren't in Monster Hunter.
Hey, but trust me, I get that. But did you see who they are putting in there? There's they're adding a lot of the Disney stuff, like the Monsters Inc. There could be Star Wars. There could be, because they own Marvel now.
Oh, they own it all now. Yeah.
All that stuff. I mean, I don't see how you get away with owning all that stuff these days, to be honest with you, because that's basically a monopoly. But they actually have they have a lot of things they can go in there, and I get that. I actually don't think that's kids, because the story. Have you ever tried to look at the story?
No. Every time I ask somebody, I get even people that are diehard fans of it. I'm like, okay, well, explain it to me. And they're like, well, so you got these Disney characters, right? And you're another character. You kind of interact with them, and yeah. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, that sounds
I tried to read the story, right? Because I haven't really played those games, but I was like, maybe I'll get 3. Because again, they showed this shit off 5 years ago, but only Microsoft gets in trouble for doing that. Nobody else is like, oh my God, where's this game? Fuck you. Where's the game? That only happens with Microsoft.
But,
Sony and Nintendo and whoever else can show games 10 years out, and people are just like, oh great. Personally, I don't know. But this game, I thought about it, and I was like, well, let me look into the game. So I'm reading synopsises of the game, and the games make no sense. The story makes no sense. Hey, Gunny, I don't know where Deep Down is. Where's Agent by Rockstar? Where's
right?
Where's a million
some of
games
these things? Some of these games all go into an abyss. They just disappear.
Exactly. I don't think we'll ever see a lot of this stuff, to be honest with you. So
another month of Game Pass in the chat, folks. So in case you're wondering.
John, DJ
Gold, baby,
gold. Get it, man. That's what I'm talking about there.
That's a Banya gift right there.
That is, man. It's gold.
Gold, Jerry. Gold. I think that I don't know. I mean, listen, I'm not knocking on Kingdom Hearts. If that's what you like to play, knock yourself out. I'm amazed, and I think it's. And listen, again, a bit because it's been 15 years. Crap. I mean, just hear my case. I think a lot of the people that are saying they liked it, think about who's saying they liked it and then subtract 15 years from their age. You know what I mean? They were kids. Yeah. And now to go back and play it, I'm not saying they're not going to like it, but it is, you can't say, okay, so we're putting Disney characters in there. You're going to help a Disney character. You're going to work around a Disney character and then turn to me and say, no, this isn't for kids. It's for adults. Well, I can't remember the last time a Disney character was in a horror movie. You know what I mean? Yeah. I don't, how is it a Disney character? It automatically goes into that category. You know what I mean? It gets filed that way. It may not be that way, but it gets filed that way. When was the last time you picked up your girlfriend and you're going out and you're like, you know what? I think I'm going to take her to a Pixar flick. I think she'll really dig this. It's really adult. Yeah. No, you know what I mean? It's not.
The first time I went and saw Monsters Inc. when it came out in theaters, a long time ago. Yeah,
it was not a horror movie.
I fell asleep. I was like,
somebody Gunny wrote Monsters Inc. is a horror movie.
It is, man. I was scared the hell out of me.
You thought it was scary?
I thought it was boring.
Yeah, it's terrible. I fell asleep myself. Yeah. Oh, sorry. We have a call. My apologies. Sometimes we just crack ourselves up.
Hello.
Hey, Mooch. Hey, Crap. It's me, John Thomas the Gamer.
There's John.
What's up?
What do you think of the rumors of PS5 and Xbox whatever? 2, have you seen Spider-Man Homecoming? Are you happy that they brought Spider-Man into the MCU? And what else are you excited for in the movies and gaming world right now? All right, gotta go.
All right, thanks, John. I think the Spider-Man thing. Like I said, of all the superheroes and comics, Spider-Man for me he's one of my least favorites. I think it's cool.
I like Spider-Man Homecoming.
I did too. I liked it, but you know what it was? More Spider-Man. And I know everyone's like, come on, Mooch, that doesn't make any sense.
Actually, you know what? I like this Spider-Man a lot more because they actually got a kid to play Spider-Man.
I like that they cut out the 20 minutes of him getting bit by a spider this time. Thanks. The other 8 movies had that.
Yeah, it's like, you know what's funny? There used to be this show. Remember when Xbox used to have their own shows on the dashboard, like these little shows? Yeah. Right? Like, yes. They had these 2 British dudes, and they were like, one of the British dudes is on Outside Xbox now, but there used to be 2 of these guys, and they would always be like, I remember them doing something about Spider-Man one time, and they were like, yeah, you know, aren't you tired of like reboots and we got to tell the origin stories again? He's like, yeah. He goes, nobody's ever going to go into a movie and go, wow, I don't know how this guy suddenly has the ability to climb on walls and has spider-like abilities. You know what I mean? It's like funny because we all know the origin stories of Spider-Man.
Yes.
Stories of Batman. We've seen Superman grow up a million times. We've watched Smallville. We know the stories. You know, get into like his issues and trials and tribulations and shit. That's why I really like this movie, this last one a lot, right? See, I like the Tobey Maguire movies are the first 2. I thought those were awesome. Those actually kind of kick-started craze.
Yeah, those were fine. But that was also the first time we saw the origin. So documented that way.
So it was cool. Yeah, I liked it. But again, you got somebody older playing somebody like a teenager. This was one that had a teenager playing a teenager, and I thought it worked well. And I also really, what's his name? Michael Keaton. I liked him in that movie. He made that movie. It was amazing because of him.
He was very good. Actually, you know what? That's not even talked about, but he did make that movie.
It was awesome, man. M&C Mornings, what's up?
Hey, we got a call.
Yeah.
Thanks, Jay. Hi, Mooch and Crap. Great Canadian web slinger, Mighty Spidey here. Little nervous. I don't want to get flushed again this week, so I'll do my due diligence. All hell Jay. All hell Jay. All hell Jay. Just wanted to talk a little bit about Game Pass. It hasn't been talked at all about in recent months, so let's just talk about it a little bit. We keep talking about, like, I know Crap and stuff, you guys keep talking about streaming, and all this stuff. Netflix was our basic first streaming service, big streaming service. And for them to expound, they realized that for certain areas, you needed to allow download. Now, Game Pass already has download, and I don't think this is ever going to change until we start to see internet-based Wi-Fi around the world, where it's basically done through some sort of Wi-Fi system and not through cabling or whatever. That's why I don't think Game Pass is going to be too much of a problem with streaming, because there's always going to be the option to download. I don't think that's an option they're going to take away until that's super duper tickety-boo. In terms of, like, you guys talk about Game Pass, like games coming on, to put it day one or day this and the price and stuff, I don't think it's a price issue for games. I think the question is more a time issue, just like Games with Gold, which is pretty much disappearing now, but just like Games with Gold, it's going to be like, when do I want to put this game on? Like third-party support, you may see third-party support on Game Pass. It might not be the first month, might be the second month, might be the third month, whatever. As soon as the price goes low enough or they're not selling enough, just like Games with Gold, where they can give them more than a cup of coffee to put their game on Game Pass, then you're going to see third-party support being on there. Anyways, thanks a lot, guys. You guys have been terrific, and we'll talk to you soon.
Well, that was a great call with some legitimate questions.
You know what? I don't think third parties are going to be putting their games on Game Pass relatively soon at all. If you look at what's on Game Pass right now, the stuff that's on there is like very, very obscure or indie or old or Microsoft.
Right.
I don't see them changing that, because I think that's just that's Microsoft's thing. And I get why they're doing that. but I don't think that we're going to see a lot of third parties do it. And I don't think you're going to see Microsoft try to coerce third parties into doing that, right? Because it doesn't make sense. Microsoft why would they waste money on that?
Right.
Like I get it would cost them so much money that you might as well make the games exclusive at that point. You know, so I don't really see them doing that. Like, initial reaction to Game Pass was probably somewhat off skew. Game Pass just isn't a big deal.
Right.
I know like people are going to be like, but crap, it's such a big deal. No,
it's not.
I'm sorry, it's not.
It's really not. And I mean, the thing is, like I said, I think what you're going to see, crap, and I know that because it's always like this just before the storm, right? So you're going to have Sea of Thieves come out. Everyone's gonna be like, I tried it out on Game Pass. And you're going to hear Game Pass for the first month from March 20th to April 20th. After Sea of Thieves, okay, once everyone's got their sea legs, okay, and they're out there, at that point, you're not going to really hear about it as much again. I mean, I don't think it's necessarily for everybody because not everybody is going to buy State of Decay. Not everybody's going to want to play Crackdown. Not everybody wants to play Sea of Thieves. So are you going to pay? See, you're thinking month to month. If people are thinking month to month, maybe, but not year to year. Who's picking up $120 a year extra like out of their pocket just for those 2-3 games? That's why I said if there's no solid linked to third-party support, I honestly think Game Pass is what crap says. It's a never was, really.
It already is a never was. And the reason why it's a never was is because if you look at the exclusives coming to it this year, the ones that are announced, which is Sea of Thieves, Crackdown, and State of Decay 2.
Right.
Those aren't like, man, people are like, I got to get me an Xbox for these.
Right.
You
know,
not
blockbusters.
Microsoft needs, and Microsoft knows this. So they're like, hey, maybe we get people to at least try them out.
Absolutely.
And maybe they'll get hooked, and maybe they'll buy them, and maybe this, and maybe that's like maybe.
But you know what, guys? I think the problem is, sorry to jump in and interrupt,
no,
but
go ahead, Jay.
I think the problem is what people consider a blockbuster. I think Sony has conditioned people to think that these third-person action games are the blockbusters, and I think that is the biggest problem because we keep getting rehashed games with different skins. And we can count 7 or 8 of them on our hands right now.
Right.
And I think what Microsoft needs to do is basically show the gamers that there are other types of games out there that are extremely fun to play. I mean, they tried with Halo Wars 2. Not everyone's into RTSs, but the people that were into it thought it was an amazing game.
Right.
There has to be more.
Yeah, 100 of us love that game.
Yeah, all 100 of you guys.
But that's the problem. I think a lot of people won't give these games a chance because they've been conditioned to feel that a blockbuster game has to be that third-person one-player action game.
Well, here's the thing, Jay. Let me build on what you're saying. I like where you're going with this, but I don't think it's Sony's fault at all, and I don't think you were implying that either. But what I'm saying is that I think it's like look at what the media does to everybody. Okay, Days Gone hasn't come out yet. Detroit hasn't come out yet. Spider-Man, we have only seen right, but Spider-Man is just a bunch of QTEs. And everybody in the media is like, I can't wait. I'm lining up right now for Days Gone. We don't know when it comes out yet, Ryan. It's okay. I'm lining up now. I want the first copy hot off the presses. Okay. So they make this big deal about these Sony games, okay? They go off on a tangent about these Sony games. Then Microsoft has a game come out like Quantum Break, okay? Or State of Decay 2 or Crackdown 3, and they're like, hey, Crackdown 3 looked a little fuzzy. Didn't it, Ryan? Looked a little fuzzy to me, too. Yeah, you know what? I don't know. Maybe this is like a B quality thing. So the media doesn't hype up Microsoft games, right? But then with games, they don't even know what's going on. They have no idea what's happening. They're just like automatically it's a blockbuster on Sony. And you see that time and time again. Like Quantum Break is a hell of a game, okay? A hell of a game. But what was the first thing that we talked about? We didn't talk about the game or the actors or the money that went into it or the movie you got to watch in between if you wanted to, which had like high-paying actors in it. No. None of that was talked about. We had to talk about checkerboard rendering at 720p. That was what they talked about. And that's my point. They continuously bash or negatively talk about a game coming out from Microsoft, Jay. And that's kind of where I think you're right, where we've gotten everybody lined up and thinking that it's only going to be Sony games that are worth the title of blockbuster. I mean, do you guys see that?
Well, again, and Game Pass doesn't help Microsoft's agenda there because it does, even though, like, again, I'm not harping on this,
No,
but it
I
does
hear you.
devalue.
To a sense, yes.
Yeah, it does, because they seem like they're going right to the bargain bin in a sense.
Right.
So I can definitely. Sorry, I'm cracking myself up. I got this thumbnail for later that you guys are gonna think is. At least I think it's funny. I remember back in the day. Hey, do you remember back in the day, Mooch? I used to send you the thumbnails and like we'd be cracking up about them.
Yes. We still do it, but it's
like this one, like it's funny. So like at least I think it's funny. So so they do in a sense kind of devalue what they're doing a little bit by putting their games on that, and it makes them seem like less must-haves. That's why I said when people are like, like, oh man, Sony is gonna have to answer to this. They're gonna have to answer. They're gonna have to come up with something. And Sony's sitting there counting their fucking rate.
You're saying they don't have to, right?
Yeah, they don't have to. They don't have to do anything. They're selling their number. You know what I mean? Their numbers aren't gonna be hurt. Yeah, they got beat by the Switch or what? I mean, the Switch. Holy crap! Out of left field, only Albino Rhino would have predicted the success of that. So I mean, but hell, crap never gets any credit for that. But anyway, so it is funny that the things that we see as successful. Like for me, I think Microsoft was hedging their bets with Game Pass and putting their games in there. It's going to pay off when stuff like Forza Horizon 4 is in there, because you can imagine the player count going up a lot with that. Same thing with Sea of Thieves. And then I think it'll help out with Crackdown and State of Decay in the fact that people will try, for $10, I'll try it. Whereas those people wouldn't even bother before.
Right.
And the people that are going to buy are still going to buy.
I mean, to get into a game for $10, right? I mean, because a month is a long time to play a game. Let's be honest, okay? 30 days. You say I'm going to play this game for 30 days straight, even just 2 hours a day. That's a lot. That's big, and you basically own it for that 30-day run.
Yeah, so, sadly, I don't even have enough time lately. It's like PUBG, and you know what I mean? Like,
well, I do know what you mean. That's something that we should, I think that's a subject for another show, but I mean, we should talk about, like, that's what Jay was saying too. Excuse me, not Jay, the Mighty Spidey who called in a little while ago. He made a good point. He said it's, time. Like, who the hell's got, like, time to play all of these games right now? Like, PUBG, to be honest with you, I have actually, and somebody in the chat was like, Mooch, you're going to play Monster Hunter World, or you're going to play PUBG? And I said, I'll play PUBG today. But to be honest with you, I've stepped away from PUBG for almost a month now, because I'll be honest with you, I want to play something else.
Exactly. Like, and here's the thing, like, me, like, Grave is always like, yo, dude, want to play some PUBG? And I'm like, I guess, you know what I mean? Like, it's like, yeah, sure.
Right. Yeah. It's like, it's always a go-to, but PUBG games, if you're going to make it to even like the top 10, I mean, you're playing for 35 minutes.
Yeah.
I mean, so you're talking about, if you have 2 hours, that's 4 games of PUBG, or you're getting 2 hours in and getting some actual, you're making headway in a game. You're making some progress in a different game. And if you take a month or 2 months or 3 months and play just PUBG, which is fine. If that's what you like, that's what you like. I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I'm just saying, like, I had to take a break. Predator, shout out to Pred. He wrote to a bunch of people on Twitter and said, we played kind of like how you had the Graves thing going on there, crap. Me and Pred were playing for quite some time. And he's like, I don't see you guys playing PUBG anymore. And I told him, I said, it's not that I don't want to, but I wanted to play something else.
It's a time hog.
It really is. So I don't know. That's what I think. And I think you'll see that goes in waves, right? If you look at your friends list, crap, don't you notice, like, one night you'll see like everybody's on PUBG, then the next night you'll see nobody. Like, I think people are doing night on, night off. I really see more fluctuation.
It really bums out my gamer score too, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I think everybody's is taking a hit, to be honest with you.
Yeah, so
too. Oh, Jay,
what's going on?
Sorry about that. Someone was requesting it in the chat.
I saw that.
Okay.
Yeah. Jimmy Equid. Let's do another voicemail, Jay.
Yeah, we might as well.
Okay, so we've got Clutchman01.
The old Clutchman.
What's up, Moocher Crap? This is Clutchman01. I was listening to a video about how Microsoft is under all this pressure to try to bring first-person or story-driven experiences to the console and to their games library, but they're also holding up their multiplayer, fan base as well. Shouldn't it go the same way for Sony? Like, if Sony is focused on, they're bringing these Those mega first person story driven experiences and everything, and but they don't have any multiplayer. They're not focused on multiplayer. Shouldn't they be held liable or sort of held under the microscope, like how Microsoft is being put on the fire for maybe not having what Sony has? I just think it should be an even playing field. If one has both, or if one is supposed to have both, then the other should have both. Or do you think that people are going to give Sony a free pass and just let them have what they have and not really focus on the multiplayer, sort of like how they give Nintendo a pass for just doing things that they want to do? What do you guys think? All right, peace.
I like that question, Clutchman. And let me say this much. Did you hear what he said? One of his parts of his thing was, well, what's fair is fair, and it should, Sony should be held accountable. Not in this business, Clutchman. That's not how it works. Sony does whatever they want. Everybody's okay with it. And then Microsoft has to respond or has to fight out of a wet paper bag to get to where Sony is for some reason. And a lot of that is due to the media. It is. The media just loves Sony. And there's games that have Microsoft's marketing rights, and then I'll tune into an IGN Let's Play. They're playing the game, and they're playing it on PlayStation. Brad, all these guys, Crap made a good point that all these guys got Xbox One X's. They all got the consoles. All these big YouTubers and media sites and outlets, they all got Xbox One X's, and they're all still playing all the multi-plats on PS4. And you stop and you go, well, why? Because when this question was asked before November of last year, the answer we always got was, well, they want to play either the content or which game looks best because, they're streaming, so they want the game to look best. So if it's at 1080p and 900p on Xbox, they want the 1080p. Well, now you have the better looking version with DLC for certain cases, marketing rights and everything on Xbox, but you're still playing it on PS4. And they're like, well, then there's no answer. Everybody's out of answers because you know what it is? There's some unwritten rule somewhere that they all decided like PlayStation's they're going to be the gaming mecca and everybody else will come in second. And that's just the way it was. And that's the way it is. And I don't know, short of Microsoft, that's why I said the only way Microsoft ever can get ahead again is they have to make sure when the Xbox 2 comes out that they are literally like $50 to $100 cheaper than PlayStation if they care about winning that at all. That's my take on it. I mean, there's nothing fair about what's going on right now. So yeah, Mike, to get back to his question though, and we will take that call, Crap. I kind of went off on a tangent, but Microsoft has to react to Sony's games, but Sony doesn't have to, react to Microsoft's multiplayer.
Yeah, well, I mean, because Sony has care. Let's be honest, the majority of gamers, I think the average gaming age is 35. So we all grew up with a single player kind of experience, and Nintendo and Sony cater to that, and Microsoft caters to kind of the multiplayer type where they can see revenue coming in, and that's a big difference,
right?
Between those two. So I can't really. Not one's not right and one's not wrong, but if you look at one and say, hey, that sucks, and then you look at the other and you're like, well, why is it okay for Microsoft to get bashed for no single player games, but why is it not okay to bash Sony for no multiplayer?
Yeah, what are you guys playing on Sony except for, don't say Call of Duty? What are you guys using? What first-party Sony game are people running right now that's exclusive to Sony only that are playing online like hotcakes? Nothing.
Yeah, exactly. Nothing. M&C Mornings, what up?
Hey now, come on down.
Hey, Mooch and Crap. Hi, this is Lorul2, LORUL2 on Xbox Live. I'm the hardcore casual gamer. Anyway, here's my question for you guys. I'm wondering if you think that the Switch is going to last as long as it will with the popularity right now. For some reason, I think everybody's hot on the Switch, but by year 3, it's going to start to slow down just like the Wii. That was my question. Hope you guys are doing well and everything's going good. Thanks a lot.
Crap, I don't think the Wii's or the Switch is going to slow down really at all.
I don't think it's going to slow down. And you know why it's not going to slow down? For the simple fact that the Wii slowed down because that came out as a standard def console.
Right.
You know what I mean? And people had already moved on to high definition TVs, and the Switch or the Wii looked horrible in comparison. That's just how it was. Like for me, if they had come out with the Wii U as like the same thing as the Wii, but in HD, it probably would have done a little bit better if they would have come out with that a couple years before they actually did. Then you would have had maybe 4 years on the market with that,
right?
As well, like an HD Wii, like that would have made more sense. I think the Switch, that actually appeals to people like, it appeals to a lot of people. It appeals to, like I said, I've seen grandparents get it, kids get it, everybody. And it's not Xbox fans get it. I saw Craig Duncan talking about it on his Twitter. He's flying somewhere, so he's taking his Switch with him. You know what I mean? Like, hey, Microsoft advertises the Switch more than Nintendo does at this point. So
they do. Microsoft talks more about the Switch than Nintendo. That's so true.
They do.
And odd.
So it's very odd and somewhat perplexing and annoying.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's all of the above. Yeah, I don't know. Personally, I think that's a great question though. How come nobody like, not just me and Crap and Jay, like, how come nobody tweets that out on Twitter? Like, I've had my PS4 now since 2013, and I came over from, this is a lot of like people who converted over from Xbox to PlayStation, but we never hear the other way around. Well, I converted from Xbox, to PlayStation, but ever since I've had my PS4, I've never really turned the console on and played it night after night on a multiplayer game that's a Sony exclusive. Sony, where's my multiplayer type of games that are first party coming out of your camp? Nobody ever says that. Nobody ever asks them that. It doesn't matter. But you have to have Phil. Phil comes out on stage, like on his hands and knees, like praying, and he's like, dude, I swear we're gonna have first player type single player experiences. We're working on it really hard. We're blah blah blah. We're doing this. We're doing that.
They're not actually working on big single player. Here's the thing, right?
Supposedly there's that one game, right? Crap, that one or two games we heard about.
Single player?
Yeah, I thought it was. It's not gonna be. You don't think it will be? The RPG game?
They'll have Fable will be, but Fable's going to have some kind of multiplayer co-op stuff in there too. Probably some microtransactions thrown in for good measure. You'll see single player stuff as in Ori, Record 2, like this smaller stuff. They're not going to waste a ton of money.
That's true. They're not really focusing on that.
They're not going to, because it makes no sense.
But again, but Phil still has to come out and answer to these single player things on Twitter. And
he already did, man. Like, I did a video on it that came out right before we went live where I went over. He's not an enigma. He tells you. Yeah. If it don't, he says flat out, if it don't make dollars, it don't make sense.
Right.
People talk about they want these games, but they don't buy them.
They don't buy them.
Yeah. Sony does them well. But when we do them, nobody's buying. So, you know what I mean? Like, that's what it comes down to. So, M&C Mornings, what's up?
Mornings, yes. Good point, Crap.
Hey, what's up, guys? What's up, Mooch? What's up, Crap? What's up, J-Dubs? Just calling in. Just going to get some stuff here. My most anticipated game, 2018, besides Sea of Thieves, is Shadow of the Tomb Raider. I was one of the first people, or day one, to buy it over Fallout 4. I'm pretty stoked. Number two, I'm kind of like salty about Hellblade and Secret of Mana not being on Xbox. I really want that Secret of Mana game to come to Xbox. I might have to buy a PS4 just for those two games. And my question, deals with gold, something that I still take advantage of. I ended up getting Spec Ops: The Line for like $6, and it's really good. I've been playing it, and it's pretty bomb. So the question is, do you still find deals with gold valuable? And custom consoles for the win, Mooch. All right, take it easy, guys. Later.
There you go. No, I think, I don't know. What do you think, Crap? I mean, that Spec Ops: The Line game I hear is very good, and it's like $6 or $7 right now.
Yes, that's a really good game. It's got a fantastic story to it. Well worth playing through. I think it's only probably like about a 6 to 8 hour campaign. So I highly suggest that. Same thing with Splinter Cell Conviction, another great game. So,
well, now he's saying his most anticipated for this year would be Shadow of the Tomb Raider. We don't have any definite confirmation that game's coming out this year, but we feel pretty good about it, right, Crap? Is that? But I mean, you don't know, right? Because if they mention it at E3, are they going to say E3, coming out this fall, or do you think they'll say it's coming out next year?
For what?
Shadow of the Tomb Raider.
Oh, I think Shadow of the Tomb Raider could come out this year. I don't think I'm not convinced at all that Microsoft has any kind of deal with this game.
Right. Yeah, I'm starting to fall backwards on that myself because I don't understand. Listen, here's the thing though, Crap. With Anthem not coming out this fall, wouldn't you agree that it would be a very wise move to lock on to at least that because it's a household name?
Microsoft doesn't care about that.
They don't care anymore.
They don't care about that stuff.
Come on down. Who's our next caller?
What's up? M&C Mornings.
Hey, Mooch. Hey, Crap. This is Arky from Arky Gamescast, the creator of the State of Decay 2 coverage series. I have a pretty important question to ask you guys, and I want to get your guys' input on it. So with Game Pass as a service, is it possible that the only way third parties are going to be able to get into that service is if Xbox somehow creates a bargain deal for these third party titles, say Ghost Recon Wildlands. Now that it's not selling so well, it would be in Ubisoft's best interest to maybe put that into Games Pass and even sell it at a discounted price of like $10, $15, and have it more be a rental service for games where you're not purchasing in at the $60 price range, but you can then, if you have Game Pass, purchase in at a discounted price. And I know they do deals with Game Pass games if you have Game Pass, but the real question is, can Game Pass turn into more of a rental service for not only third party and first party, but all games in general, and not just 100 games at a time each month? Is it possible that this service can turn into a rental service and not so much a Netflix-like service? But that was really the question I had with you guys. I want to get you guys' input on that. Thank you for having me. I'll see you guys later. Bye.
No, good question. And I'll tell you, I'll answer it this way. I like how I was kind of trying to be creative on not last week's Crossfire, but the Crossfire before that, kind of just speaking my mind on how I think Game Pass will evolve. I don't see it evolving at all without third-party support in a major way. I like where he's coming from. He's trying to say basically a digital version of GameFly. And like my whole thing with that is that, yes,
nobody's going to want to put their games to be rented instead of bought. They're just
well, not off the cuff crap, but he used an example there with Ghost Recon. Like Ghost Recon is dead. Okay, it's dead. Like
no, it's not. It's one of the most popular games of all time.
It's actually dead. But you know the thing about
it's not.
It's dead. Like I'm telling you, it is. Like if we go to GameStop right now, they may not even have an actual like disc on the shelf.
That's because everybody bought the game. It's like it's doing incredibly well for Ubisoft.
But it's died is my point. Like no one's really saying, "Hey, let's get together and do this right now." Like, are there people playing it? Of course. Like that's one of those like ridiculous things to say on Twitter. Like, come on, Mooch, you just say no one's playing it. Look, there's a guy right there playing it. Look, I proved you wrong. There's a guy. Yeah, I understand there's a guy playing it somewhere. I get that. But my point is that like that game, no one's going to the store to buy it anymore. They're not. So what I'm saying to you is that like that's not a bad idea if 2, 3, 4, 6 months down the line they said, hey, you can rent. I don't think they're going to do the rental thing, but I like where the guy's thinking. I think it's more along the lines of Microsoft should cut a deal to get that game into Game Pass 3 to 6 months later.
If developers could prevent a place like GameFly from buying their games to rent them out, they would.
Right. Well,
they're never going to allow rentals.
But the rental through Microsoft, they would get majority of the money. Where right now, you're right, they're not.
They get a couple bucks. I mean, that's
a couple bucks per. Now I'm gonna use your words per the million people out there that may want to play it.
But there's millions of people that aren't gonna do that though. Like, I don't see that
crap. I think a lot of Sony games are GameFly.
Well, I mean, they block some of that out though. Like Redbox and stuff doesn't always have a lot of the PlayStation games.
They don't have a lot. No, they don't have a lot of them. You're right. Yeah. I mean, I listen. I'm telling you right now, and I understand you. It's very easy for you to just say no, like just no. That's not gonna. I understand what you mean, but in order for Game Pass to exist, in order for
I hear what you're saying. You're like, and you're making sense. It does, but I'm telling you, this is why Game Pass is a never was.
And that's where I think you may be right. Ultimately, I can't argue with you there. We're not going to know for about a year, but if Microsoft sits on their hands and thinks people are just going to like line up for miles to play State of Decay 2, like it's not going to happen. You know,
not. The only thing it's going to do is,
but I'm not coming around. That's right, Mooch.
The only thing that Game Pass is going to do is a couple of the hardcore people that are in the know, they're like, Crackdown 3 trash. They're going to try it because they're going to have their $10 code or whatever, or their, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like that's all it's going to do. Yes. Game Pass is not a world beater. It's not a game changer. Sony and Nintendo don't have to follow suit. You know, it just is what it is. I mean, it's, it really is like people. And now that I've had time to kind of digest it, you know, because I wear my heart on the sleeve. So when it comes to gaming, I'm very passionate about it. So it's easy to overreact. but I'd rather overreact about something than just be apathetic about everything.
Yeah, no, that's fine. You see, it's interesting.
Hold on. I also want to say people overreact to the positive.
Yes.
Like where I'll overreact to the negative. Everybody's like, and like, it's not a knock on them. Shout out to Boomstick and these guys. They're like, this is a great service. Everybody's going to want this. 10 million people are going to get this. Sony's going to have to do it. Like, no, you know what I mean? Like, this is not the case. It's going to do okay numbers, but to keep people around long term, or for years at a time, you have to have like Netflix just dropped Altered Carbon. You know how many commercials and people are talking about this new Netflix series?
I know,
right? And that's like One Stranger Things or this or 10 Ways or whatever.
Yeah, Netflix is making their streaming service crap, like you're saying, a must-see TV.
Yeah, because they've got all this only on Netflix, right? Like that's it. That's how you get people on your service. Nobody's going out of their way for Crackdown 3 or State of Decay 2 on Game Pass. They're just not going to do it because the rest of the offerings are lame. Shit like Roundabout or, hey, let me go play Fable 1. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Let's hurry up and play Gears 4. It's been out for 2
months. Let's go play Gears. Let's go.
Did you guys know?
Judgment.
Did you guys know? Sorry, am I sounding crappy?
Yeah, you're crackling again, Jay.
Okay, just give me a second here. I do have something to say.
No, I
want to hear it, but we want to hear it when you sound good.
We want to hear the clear.
I do not know if I'm clear or not.
No,
not yet.
No, well.
That's all right. Answer your question anyway. That's all right. We'll take you with a snap crackle.
All I was going to say was, if like Netflix is not only putting out quality programming, they're putting out quality movies. Like I don't know if anyone knew this. They're calling me Mr. Roboto in the chat.
He said it's coming from another dimension.
Sorry about that. But did you guys know, or if any of you guys have read the book called The Dirt by Motley Crue, the band? So anyway, they're creating a movie based on their book, and the movie is going to be, I believe, exclusively on Netflix. And I was blown away to hear this. And because I've been anticipating this movie since I read the book, and I read the book probably close to 5-10 years ago. It's an amazing book. It's going to be extremely raunchy. And if anyone, is interested in like old school hard rock and stuff like that, it's a must see and it's a must read as well. But just the fact that Netflix is doing this, I was blown away to hear that they were doing that, and it makes the subscription so much better.
Well, that's it, Jay, and that's kind of what we were saying. Like Netflix went out and they grabbed something, and they make it.
They always have the hottest thing. Like last year was Making a Murderer. Like everybody was talking about this.
Yeah,
show
that's right.
On Netflix, right.
Yeah.
Now they got this new thing, and it's perfect.
What is it? Altered Carbon. Like people have been writing me. They're like, "You're gonna love this."
Yeah, they've got Black Mirror. They've got this documentary called The Toys That Made Us. It's about like different toys that were manufactured in like the like 60s, 70s, and 80s. He-Man, G.I. Joe, the Star Wars figures. It's fantastic. They just got, because they've got all these hit after hit after hit of exactly of exclusive content, right? And Microsoft have the Netflix of games without having the Netflix of variety. And that's why it's a never was.
Right. And now, you know what? Now I know Crap's going to say no way, and that's fine. That's fine. He has every right to say no way. But in order for Microsoft to make Game Pass relevant, out of all the ideas you've heard me or call-ins or people saying, one of those has to happen. Or let me use what Netflix is doing. They need to go grab a third-party game that's not going to be able to be available on PlayStation. I know everyone's already going to say, no, don't do that anymore. They don't. And put it on Game Pass. Be like, this is where you got to play it. You have to play it here. Now, don't get me wrong. What does that mean? That means Microsoft has to buy the rights, the game, and pay the public. Just do it with just Halo. Okay.
And then it wouldn't even, how would they, I don't even know that they could make their money back on that.
Well,
you know
Crap, listen, it's a lost leader. It's a lost leader. I'm not sure if they would either, but it certainly would put butts in the seats. It's how you do it. You just said it, right? Altered Carbon.
If I'm a developer and I'm putting all this time into developing a game, I want to make as much money as I can on this.
Absolutely.
I want to sell it to as many people as I can on it.
That I don't think you care about. I don't think you care about that nearly as much as you care about the almighty dollar.
You do,
and that's the point.
But at what point do you give up on 80 million potential sales on PS4. You know, like
that's a Microsoft problem. That's not
it
his
is.
problem.
But I mean, like, if I'm a developer, I'm saying no to no matter what a dollar sign Microsoft throws
That,
at
my
me.
friend, is a you problem. Yeah, that's
because I'm just saying. I'm saying if Microsoft is like, we'll give you this amount of money, I'm like, you can't even calculate enough money to where it makes it viable for us. Because PS4 has 80 million consoles out there, and we don't even know how many.
Okay, so 80 million consoles, depending on the game. Okay, so as long as it's not GTA 6, the most that any of these. What did The Witcher do on PS4? 10
I don't know,
million?
but I would just say you
Who
have
cares?
to
Give them 10.
have to look at what like the Destinies of the world or whatever. Because
Well, it depends on the game, crap. Not if it's a
Yeah.
single player game. No, you don't. You don't have to do that. Like you have to look at what the game is and what it would correlate to.
But if they're spending that type of money for some kind of third party thing, wouldn't you rather them just invest that?
Crap, do you know how much money it cost Netflix to get the rights to the Marvel shit? I mean, that cost, like, if this all didn't, see, it's easy now to say, oh, Mooch, come on, it paid off. Yeah, you know that now. But, like, somebody sat at a meeting and was like, here's the number, sir. And they looked at it and they're like, holy shit, I'm not paying that. Well, that's what we have to pay to get the rights to the Marvel. And then we can do the pitch I told you. Oh, well, you think that many people are going to subscribe to Netflix for some of the dumpy characters in Marvel? Yeah, I actually do think people.
Well, there's
are gonna
also
do that.
not a
Like,
lot of competition for Netflix. I mean, there's Hulu, but Hulu's, I mean, they don't have.
But that's my
nearly
point. Like, you take a game like, let's say Shadow of the Tomb Raider, right? Let's just use that one for an example, okay? So it sold what, 7, 8, 9 million on Xbox? Rise of the Tomb Raider did?
Well, they say
on
it sold
Xbox.
No, it sold 7 million total.
Right, 7 million total, and what did it? And then not many of it was PlayStation. That's what I'm saying.
Probably
So you know what you do? You say, "Hey guys, you know what? I'm going to pay you as if 10 million copies were sold." That's
I mean,
more
I
than you made
guess they would
last
have to.
time.
They would have to come out and buy a lot of shit to do that. You know what I mean? Like to the point where it wouldn't even make sense financially for them because. You know, they wouldn't make the money back.
Well, look at somebody writes in the chat right there. P. Ro Dusha. He says the same thing. He goes, like, to be honest with you, he goes, publishers make 20%. So you'd be cutting out a lot of these other like numbnuts in the way. Give the money straight to the developer and get them on board. You know, Microsoft would be the publisher, so they don't have to pay that. And you just bring them on. You're like, listen, we know you have a game that's going to be decent. We're going to give you this game is probably slated to sell 4 or 5 million. We'll pay you for 7. You know what I'm saying? Or this is going to do 7. We'll pay you for 10.
Look,
Listen,
I mean,
crap, it's an investment,
need to
right?
do it. I just don't think they will.
Right. That's the difference.
I think their whole idea is, and
Right.
it's not even just a Microsoft thing. I think third parties aren't interested in the service to begin with. And I also think
it's too early to tell, but
you'll never get an EA game. They do their own thing.
Right.
Ubisoft, there's rumors that they've thought about doing their own thing.
Mm-hmm.
So who's really left? You know, like you look at boot up Game Pass and then tell me what's on there that's like, oh shit, I better go sign up for that.
Well, no, there's nothing right now. But that's what I'm saying. You can't. That's
Exactly.
but that's like me going back in a time machine and saying, crap, Netflix is really, really cool. And you're like, dude, I can only stream What About Bob? Like, there's nothing on there. There was nothing when Netflix started. So you saying to me today, Game Pass doesn't have anything? That's like 10 years ago, Netflix. That's not fair. Like, what I'm saying to you is you need to get those things in there to make it the Netflix of today. Right now, it's the Netflix of 10 years ago when What About Bob and the Peanuts gang was streaming. And you had to get the discs coming to your house. Netflix was a joke back then.
Well,
it was a joke.
Yeah, but it's you know, but I think that what Microsoft is doing is just trying to desperately make people have a way to access their games that they're pouring money into without having complete flops.
Yeah, Jay, let's do another voicemail. No, crap, that's a great discussion. I'll tell you, that's a discussion that could go on for days. Because there's a lot of potential, and the question is, like you said, how are third-party publishers going to attack Game Pass or just ignore it? And how's Microsoft going to go forward? Are they just going to put just their games in it and then like third-party games that came out like 8 years ago that no one? That's like I said, that's like the early days of Netflix. You know, when you could stream, like I said, Ghostbusters 2. And a couple of old like Mario Brother cartoons from the 80s.
And to be fair, I mean I don't know how much if Netflix is even making money right now. Yeah, I mean
that's another good question to find out just how this thing has paid off. I would assume they're doing well. I know recently they had a slight downturn in the stock market, but I think overall they're doing okay. But I'm not 100% sure. Jay, I apologize.
No, that's okay. Am I still botting?
Yes.
Yeah.
So I'm J Dubs the robot. I can put my arm back
You're
on.
better,
You
though.
can't.
You're better. You're only botting like every couple of words.
Oh, that's perfect. Even better.
You're better.
Right.
You are better.
Okay, before I actually play the next voicemail, I just want to say that La Rule 2 won the Pony Prize. So congratulations to
nice,
La Rule 2.
Very cool.
Okay, so on deck we've got Gold Lion X23.
Cool.
Hopefully the voicemails don't crackle. If they do, there's not a point in listening
Crap,
to them.
J-Dub.
Right.
It's Gold Line
No, they're
X23. Quick question.
Sounds good.
What old school publisher or developer you wish were around still today to making games? Like for me, I choose Midway, which they were still around and using the hardware we got now. But just anything from old school, anything from the NES days to the 360, the original Xbox, PS2, any old school developer that's now defunct or closed that you wish were still around now to make games on new consoles. That's it, guys. Great show. Keep it up. Gold Line out.
Well, what do you think, Crap? You're good and a little bit better than me in the nostalgia.
What was his question?
His question was, in any era, whether NES, Sega Genesis, anything, what was a developer that was once thriving is no longer a developer that you think should come back and make something? You know, there's Midday, or was that them? I can't remember. There's THQ, went out of business. There's
shit.
You know, I'm trying to think of some of the ones back in the day. Crap.
I don't know. Most of them are out of business now. So
Well, that's what he said. He said, which one of the ones that are out of business would you like to see come back?
LJN.
What did LJN make again, Crab?
Any bad game in the 80s.
Altered Beast. I don't know. I think, that's a tough question, Gold Line. To be honest with you, I don't necessarily go, oh, there's this game that I really miss. I wish they would bring it back. I'm just going to say the game. Why on God's green earth can anybody ever explain to me why we don't have Don't go crazy, Crap, because it'll kick back out in a second.
I was about to start dropping some F-bombs.
Yes, I know. Jay.
Yeah.
I think everything's good now.
We're having a
Okay,
all right,
Jay, we're back.
We're having a hell of a day.
Hey, it's great. Listen, when you're an hour late, you're good. Do whatever you want. But what I was gonna say was I would like to see Castlevania. I actually thought that Rise, if Rise was ever gonna get a Rise 2, is to bring it back with that Castlevania-esque. Give that guy like a whip that gets has a wicked ball in the end and just.
Jay, we can't see our avatars. We see your voice meter output to VB audio now.
Yes.
So I'm just saying.
That's always a nice picture, though. There we are. Hey, that Mooch is there we go. Good-looking eagle.
You know what's interesting? So I'm looking into this Netflix thing, right? According to what I'm reading, it's not this big profitable thing that people like to think it. I'm reading this article. Yeah, I'm reading this article from last year. It says Netflix success can be difficult to quantify. The streaming platform has, in a relatively short amount of time, come to dominate the entertainment industry, changing how we consume TV, with multiple Emmy and Golden Globe winning TV shows like House of Cards, Orange is the New Black, stuff like that. The only problem is Netflix's business model is somewhat suspect, as a recent report revealed that Netflix Inc., currently valued at $78 billion, has a negative free cash flow of $2.1 billion in the last 12 months. So to put it simply, Netflix is in a ton of debt and is continuing to build up more debt in order to pay for its content. That's a shocking figure to see under any circumstances, but especially for a business that's prided itself on seeing financial invincibility. This is a service that happily spends over $100 million on a new TV series, and like The Get Down and The Crown drops $12.5 million for one film, and paid the stars of the Gilmore Girls reunion $750,000 each per episode. That's the kind of money that most networks just don't have or aren't willing to spend.
Right.
Even HBO had to make sacrifices thanks to expensive flops that they've had recently. So that's interesting. Netflix is like spending, and they don't really have, you know what I'm saying? That's not a business model that I think Microsoft would adopt.
Here's my thought on this though, crap. You know what happens is you have a Netflix that's so big and it's got good word of mouth on the street, right? Everyone talks very positively about Netflix nowadays. So even though they're in debt up to their eyeballs, like if they were ever to say, hey, listen, we're going to sell Netflix, somebody, a big conglomerate, okay, I'll make up a name, Google, maybe even Microsoft, who knows? Somebody walks in and says, yeah, they're 10 million in debt or something like that, or whatever they're in. Like we'll absorb that debt because we want to take on this service and we want all those contracts. So what I'm saying is they're making themselves, and they have all those clients, they have all those customers that come with you. You know what I mean? So I don't know if you watch a lot of Shark Tank, but that's one of the things when they're ever talking about internet-based, the thing they'll say all the time, even when the numbers are shit, like the guy's like standing there in front of all the sharks, and he's like, well, we didn't really make any money last year. We're kind of in debt. I haven't eaten in weeks. And they're like, well, how many people are how many people are subscribed to your service? And he'll be like, well, we've got 400,000, people paying. And they're like, you're losing money? Yeah, we're losing money because we put so much freaking money into it. I can't catch up. But they're like, wow, but 400,000 people in 3 months, that's a lot of people. So what they look for, so if you look at the amount of people Netflix has as a customer, it's massive. So they're worth to be bought out with contracts and bringing all those consumers over to whatever platform you have. Like me and you aren't going to go buy Netflix out, but Google, Amazon, Apple, Microsoft, I don't know, one of the big boys would walk in there easily, just pull the money out of their pocket and pay for it and absorb it and throw it on their system. That's something that's ingenious.
Yeah, I'm just saying that I don't see Microsoft as looking at, it's easy to go, I'd like to be the Netflix of this. But then you look at what they're making and you see, it's not really that rosy over there. I'm not sure that they're gonna go after it. Like look, for the way for them to be relevant, they would have to do what you say. Right?
Yeah.
Get these big games only on this, not put them in 6 months later when nobody gives a shit, because that's why nobody gives a shit about EA Access.
Right.
Great service. But let's be honest, who's really talking about EA Access?
Right.
They've got a great vault of games. But who cares about playing Madden 18 now you know what I'm saying?
I agree.
It doesn't make any sense.
I agree. And that's why I said to you, like, none of it makes any sense, crap, unless, and like you said, your argument is Microsoft won't do it, and that's not necessarily wrong. But
we got to be honest, like this generation, Microsoft's first party games a lot of them have been pretty lackluster. Yeah, the hits like Halo, Gears, and Forza have been solid, but a lot of the rest of them have been very suspect.
Yeah.
So this is a way to get people to try them at least.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like you want to turn things around, and I feel like that's what they're doing. I don't really think that it's going to be, again, it's a never was as far as I'm concerned.
Right. That may be. Jay, let's do another voicemail, if you don't mind.
Certainly. So we've got, it's our last one, actually. We did have a voicemail from Mighty Spidey, but Mighty Spidey called in, and he actually called live with the same question, so I'm not going to play him, but he is on the wheel, just to let him know.
Cool. Very cool.
Send Mighty Spidey to Hades. Stop Six Doc is in here.
Stop 6 Doc, baby.
We've got Raphael online.
Raphael.
Hello, Mooch Crap and J-Dubs. This is your favorite Ninja Turtle, Raphael. It's been a few weeks. I'm so sorry, guys, but my wife and I moved. It's been a hellacious couple of weeks. But I'm back, and I have a question for you guys. What do you think the real reason behind the delay of Anthem is? Reportedly, the game has been in development for a good 5 years. I doubt that it's a matter of gameplay mechanics or polish. That should be ironed out by now. Do you guys think it was a response to the united front against microtransactions and loot crates, which were sure to be present in Anthem? Or maybe seeing how many riders have jumped ship, maybe it's a riding issue, which actually could be really bad for the game. Destiny, the first one and the second one, had similar problems and ended up having major...
What the hell was that?
An angel just got its wings.
I can't even hear him. Or an Xbox One.
An Xbox One just got shot.
It's just part of the course.
Lost its wings.
I'll hear you guys on Monday on my way to work. Take care.
Well, actually, his question was already stated. He was just reiterating it, basically. Crap. I think he brings up a good point. Anthem has been in the works for a very long time. So this delay, I wouldn't have said anything to it, but I think he's onto something. They probably went back and had to take out all the loot box shit they were going to do because they were probably going to throw a lot of that shit in there. They probably revamped that. And then I think also, I think they're having some money problems, right? That was EA basically came out and said, this is the most expensive goddamn thing we've ever put together with a developer. And this is do or die for BioWare. You know? I mean, that's basically what they said. And shout out to Sir X-Man, who just joined us in the chat. Yeah, that's just a thought. Crap. Just a thought.
Yeah.
What do you think? Do you think Anthem had a delay for any other purpose? Because you don't want to lose a holiday.
I think Anthem has a delay because they're coming out with Battlefield this year, and they don't want to put their games up against each other.
Actually, I like that answer better. Yeah.
So I mean that's realistically the.
I wish I liked Battlefield. I just don't. I can't.
I think it's going to be a bad company.
Well, somebody said. Well, maybe it was just a rumor. Somebody sent me some stuff on Twitter this morning that it was World War II. Which listen, I'm a little World War I and World War II out. Wouldn't mind the modern thing that I think you said.
The
Call
new
of
Black
Duty.
Ops is supposedly
right. Yeah, the
like
new Call of Duty is going to do that. But I mean, I do think the Call of Duties and Battlefields, and I could be. Listen, I understand. I'm totally in the minority here. That's fine. I'm just. It's so played out. Like I'm just so. Like there's so many games to play right now. Crap. I just can't. It's hard. Right. We were saying this the other day. How come we don't play more Call of Duty World War II? Like it's good. And I don't have, I'd almost, if you're going to say we're going to lose time, I'd rather lose time to PUBG.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. PUBG is PUBG.
PUBG mode.
Yeah, I mean, that's.
So it is what it is, guys. I don't know. For some reason. Foxfire, I'm sorry. Come back. Fox, come back.
And not only that, well, you know why she's Team Crap, man. Come on.
We know, yes. You guys, as far as games, you guys are literally like side by side. You guys agree with, I would say, probably 90% of gaming.
Plus, you sold off your Gears.
I did sell it. I did. Listen, I got news for you, man. Remember, I was saying, I mean, you guys know that I think Microsoft should do this to benefit themselves and have custom consoles come out. But as far as Mooch is concerned, I got my second Xbox One X, and I love that it's just the finished matte black. I love that. I like it better than the Project Scorpio one. I just like the one that's out there right now. I like that. It's sleek. It hides nicely in your entertainment center. I don't, but I myself personally, I think Microsoft should be catering to their customers more and making custom consoles. But for me, it's a pass for me, dog.
Yeah. So what do you think of?
Go ahead.
What do you think about this Shadow of the Colossus game that you mooched?
So yes, absolutely. First of all, it was it's definitely worth a mooching. But I mean, as far as let's get into that crap. Big open world. Blue Point does everything that they do well. We know that, right? We've been fans of Blue Point for years, especially with the work they did on Halo 2. But nonetheless, listen, it's still an old game. Like it looks 2018, but the minute you start playing it, it feels like 15 years old. So how am I feeling about it? The other thing about it is it's just boss fights. It's this big open world with nothing in it. And,
so there's nothing in the world. You
literally just picture a Zelda game with no RPG elements at all. Like no crafting, no different weapons, no little things to fight while you're going around. It's just this big open world. You on your horse, you run. And when you find the hint, you hold your sword up. The sword ricochets off the light, points in a direction. When you get there, the Colossus comes out. And don't get me wrong, the Colossus fights, the fact that these things are this massive, like that's the one thing Sony does on a couple of games that are kind of cool. They did it in this game, and they did it in a lot of the God of War games, like God of War 3. Remember some of those enemies you fought? Like those are pretty intense. Like they take up your whole screen. It's intimidating. It is intimidating. It's kind of fun. So that's cool. But I've killed 4 of the Colossus. I think there's 16. I've killed 4. I'm gonna play a little bit more of it today to keep, because it's something that you can kind of do. Put the controller down. You're not like, the story's not like engulfing. You have your princess, if you will. She's dead or sleeping, and the only way to get her back is to kill all 16 of the Colossus, Khaleesi. I don't know how they,
Colossi, I guess.
Colossi. I like Khaleesi from the old Game of Thrones, but nonetheless,
I've never seen.
Yeah, we got to get you caught up, crap. But nonetheless, I guess here's my thing. A lot of people wrote me. They go, Mooch, what do you think? Here's my end all say all on it. It's definitely a rent. It's definitely a wait till it's $8 on PSN sale, or it's definitely a mooch. You got to mooch it. You know what I mean? Like, it's definitely not worth $30, $40.
Because I would love to give my opinion on it, but I'm not going to spend $40.
No, yeah. Actually, you know what? There you go, folks. Anybody wants to help the old crap gamer out, let's get a code for crap. I like that, actually. The Mets do cars for kids. I like codes for crap. So,
hey, wait a second. Everyone's forgetting about J-Dubs, too. J-Dubs like free stuff, too.
You don't have a PS4.
Doesn't matter. I like free stuff.
He just wants a code. Someone just write down like 9 letters and send it to Jay. That's great. Just 9 miscellaneous letters.
It's really hard that the fact that most of our viewers are from the States and nobody can game gift me from the States.
That's got to change. That's got to change fast, right? I don't get
they
that.
won't do it because what happens is currency is worth more to some people than others.
Right.
And so they don't want people to take advantage of that, right? Like if you're in Australia per se, you pay a boatload for games.
Same thing in Canada.
Yeah. So
we pay at least $10 more than you guys, at least.
Yeah. At least, because I've been talking to a bunch of people that write me from Canada all the time. They're like, would you pay for that game, Mooch? And I'm like, oh, it's $40 here. And they're like, oh shit. They're like, it's like $60, $65 here. So I'm like, whoa, that's a lot. I mean, that's a big deal. So yeah, that's probably, but crap. What's so hard? The money that exchanges between the two countries. Take the United States and Canada, for example, right? There's a calculation there. So if I'm going to buy Jay a game, it would say to me, Mooch, you have to pay not $60. If I was giving Jay a game, it would cost me $85. Like, and then it's my choice. Do I want to give it to Jay or do I not?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or whatever the cost is, whatever the exchange rate is, we have to pay so that the Canadian currency is correct. So that's not a hard thing to calculate. It's better than not giving the option. But why, you can't get mad. Let's say you go to buy Jay a game, crap, and it costs you an extra $15, right? Like, you might go, that sucks. Yeah, sure, it sucks, but that's if you were to drive out to Montreal, stop into a GameStop or EB Games they have up there, I guess, according to Noof. You grab that, you're going to pick up a game and bring it to them physical. You're going to be paying the $70, $80 anyway. So, I mean, it is what it is. I don't know. I think they should offer it and make the transition. Jay, wouldn't you like that?
Oh, I definitely like that. And actually, that kind of reminds me. Remember how I said that Mighty Spotty sent a voicemail in? Well, he did kind of speak about it live, but I think I do still want to play this voicemail because I remembered that he actually said something in there that kind of was near and dear to my heart. So I'm going to play Mighty Spotty. Here we go.
This is a great Canadian web slinger, Mighty Spidey, leaving a message. First of all, I'll do my due diligence. I don't want to be flushed again. All hell J, all hell J, all hell J. The reason I call myself Mighty Spidey, it's not my real name. Mighty Spidey just happens to be my gamer tag that I picked on the original OG Xbox, and I've never looked back since. The reason for the message today is I just want to give a little shout out to J-Dubs, being the proud J-Dummy. I just want to say, if you guys haven't had a chance to take a look at some of Jay's game streams, you really should. He has it really set up neatly. J-Dubs is on the top left corner, and on the top right corner is the game. And in the middle, he has a little top-down square box video of overhead of the joystick. And because he plays one-handed, it's really cool just seeing how he hovers and goes around on the joystick while he plays the game. It's really neat, and you should really check it out. Also, I just wanted to let out all you crazy Canucks out there that I can't be the only one that game gifts to our boy Jay. Some of you Canucks need to step up to the plate and be and game gift Jay. Maybe Nuki, you could do that, or your piece of shit cousin Cletus could sell a couple of rats and maybe gift the game to Jay. All right, guys. All jokes aside, love you, and we'll talk to you soon. Have a good one.
That was awesome. And Jay, I'll reiterate what he said. I'll reiterate that. I mean, everyone do check out the M&C Mornings channel that Jay has and he runs. That's his channel, and we really, really, really encourage you guys to go check out all the The videos are posted over there. There's a little bit of Jay's editing. He puts on some of them. And he does his own gaming streams, which, you know, Jay, it really is amazing to watch you do that. I've watched a number of times. To me, it's a marvel. I have no idea. It's like there's the pyramids being built and then you playing a game right after that. That's kind of where I put it in the 8 wonders of the world. I've added you to the list.
Yeah, and I don't know if this is going to be frowned upon by Supersonic, but me and Supersonic are actually going to be doing something together sometime soon. So it's going to be called the Retro Renegades, and he and I are going to be streaming some basically old school games, everything from Sega, Nintendo, even old arcade games, and we're going to take turns, kind of like what you and Crap do, take turns on each channel. So I'll do 1 week on my channel, 1 week on his channel, and 1 week I'll be playing, and he'll be in the hangout with me gabbing, and we'll talk to people that are in the chat and vice versa, and then I'll go onto his channel the next week. So I'm hoping people will you know, join in and subscribe to the channel. It's you know, look at the ticker. The ticker's got the name of the channel. And if you're not subscribed to Supersonic Station, you have to subscribe to him too, because he does a lot of really cool content, from unboxings, funny unboxings, and he also does a lot of VR streaming. So yeah, check him out.
Nice. Very cool. I think, you know, it's great though. You have to have do an action hero sequence with Danny Boy, like Danny Boy as Danny Boy in Danny Boy plays
as Yoshida.
As Yoshida. You know what I mean? Like, 'cause Danny is the best. I actually watch a lot of his VR stuff. I really, really do.
I liked it when he gave his girlfriend a black eye.
That was an interesting 1 minute clip he did there. That was very, very, very gutsy of Danny, and it was great. But yeah, no, good stuff, Jay. Do you want to pull up the wheel? We can do the wheel. Oh, wonder, everybody.
Sorry, I had Foxy was yelling my name, so I had to play her the...
Jay! It's good to have Fox here. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Thanks for being here with us today. We did go a little late, so
what wheel are we doing first, guys?
We could do the... Oh, yeah. Do you want to... We have the Patreon wheel.
Yeah,
and
we have the Patreon wheel as well.
That's right. Why don't we do the Patreon wheel first?
Yeah.
Okay, let's do the Patreon wheel. So let me bring up the Wheel of Wonder. I'm assuming you guys can hear that.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So this is the Patreon wheel, and all the names have been updated. Crap and I went through the list, and we got everyone in here. And
there's a lot of folk in there. Yeah.
Oh, there's a lot of people in here. Okay, so let's do the spin. Good luck, everybody.
Wheel of Patreon.
That
turn.
Wheel.
Tell us the lesson that we should learn. Hey, you guys can support us on Patreon. $1 and a dream.
$1 and a dream, folks, and you get on below. This. You really can't miss. You can't miss on this.
Here we go. Here we go.
Hey now.
Somebody's gonna win.
Who is it? It's like waiting for that big wheel, and Price is Right.
Shadow Moses 7.
Awesome. We'll have to contact. I never even heard of that person. We'll have to contact that person and find out what they want. And congratulations.
Absolutely. Yeah, congratulations, Shadow Moses.
And you guys want to reiterate to him, if he's listening, what he'll actually win?
Yeah, you get a game of your choice, or like if you want a year of Xbox Live or a year of PlayStation Plus, you can pick it.
Yep, anything for $60 value. Hey now, let's get the other wheel up, and we'll do
we got multiple. We're always doing giveaways.
We're just doing giveaways. You get this, he gets that, she gets this. Everybody's getting something.
Yes, everybody's getting
something.
Okay,
so we got our regular wheel up, and there wasn't a lot of calls this week, so I throw in a spin again.
Yeah, I was saying to everybody, you know, well, that's okay, because we've been getting like between 5 to 10 voicemails, but we've been getting a lot more call-ins, which is great. Love the live call-ins, guys.
Definitely.
Oh yeah.
Okay, let's spin her.
Spin the wheel.
Spin that wheel.
Oh, and there's always wheels on M&C Morning. Don't you worry.
That's right.
Yes, we're always spinning our wheels.
The wheels on the bus got nothing on this goddamn podcast, okay? Nothing.
Oh, wow.
Uh-oh. Oh, there you go. It's your Canadian mudslinger.
Mighty Spidey.
Mighty Spidey.
Mighty Spidey's a big winner. Nice.
You know what? He's a big winner anyway, because he's my #1 JW.
Yes, he is.
He's number 1 of 2. They're limited edition.
They're limited edition. All hail Jay.
Exactly.
All hail Jay. Nice. Very cool. Very cool, guys. No, great show today. Again, sorry we went late.
Blame Mooch.
Blame me. It's totally a Mooch problem here. But yeah, no, we are here. And listen, the show must go on. That is our motto. That is what we do here. So with that being said, Jay, you want to take us out with the Mooch and Crap? We'll do a theme song before the theme song, if you will.
Yes,
and we'll see you guys online. I don't know if you guys have anything to plug. Crap, any plugs?
Come check out the channel, Crap Gamer Reviews.
Yes, hit the like button and subscribe. Like Crap says all the time, we got to say it more often. Hit that like button, folks. Hit and subscribe to Mooch, subscribe to Jay.
Quit being so lazy.
Yes.
Someone told me that Phil Spencer dropped some Ultimate Xbox One news, but some fans aren't happy about it.
At noon. At noon. I'm telling
Sabotage.
you. Trust me, it makes perfect sense. I couldn't drop the video at 2.
So great. All right, Jay, take us out. Everybody enjoy your Sunday. We'll see you next week.
Bye, everyone.
All right, later, guys.
Mooch and Crap, Mooch and Crap. They talk about games and no drama smack. Search the web for media ties to catch these ponies in their lives. Look out, here comes Mooch and Crap. Are they bots? Listen up. They have Mountain Dew in their blood. NeoGaf, Xbox Red, Crap's got 10 dog all over it. Hey there, here comes Mooch and Crap. From a tweet of Phil, Xbox hate will arrive like the Scorpio. Mooch and Crap are just in time. Mooch and Crap, Mooch and Crap. Zany gaming duel, Mooch and Crap. YouTube in is their core. A thumb in is its reward to them. Xbox is one big hangout. Whenever there's a game out, you'll find Mooch and Crap.
Wake on up, it's Mooch, it's Crap, and Jay in the morning. Wipe your eye boogies, get your coffee finished yawning. This is Mooch and Crap Show. Wake up, let us begin with gaming news, skits, and call-ins from all the fans. No matter where you at, Cali or Pakistan, New York or New Guinea, this is where it's at. These are Xbox dudes with Xbox views on slander and hate towards Xbox news. This is Mooch and Crap Show for the people, and they coming with it. Now do you understand? Now do you get it? Ponies love to lie and PC fans won't admit it, but Xbox hate is real and they all with it. Call in, let it ring in. We here to rock, we here to win. It's about the games, it's about the pride. Now Xbox community, come on, let's rock. Mooch and Crap Show. Show.